Hi everybody, today we're making waffle mix and we have some allergies here, so we're going to be making gluten-free, vegan, rice-free, corn-free waffles, and we're going to have fun doing it. So let's get started. We already washed our hands for how many seconds? 20. Put my hair up, which my hair is clean, so it's fine, and it's our own waffle mix. So we're going to start with some salt. I just have sea salt. Any salt works. And I don't measure this, which maybe isn't the best thing, but I just keep going until I get the proper amount of salt that I want. You can have either super salty or just a little salty is fine. But I tend to add, I guess, a lot of cranks because there's no other salt in this recipe. And then we're gonna add some cinnamon, and I prefer organic ingredients, so we have some organic cinnamon here. And again, I don't tend to measure this, but a good amount. You can do a whole tablespoon if you want. So we're just gonna go ahead. You can help out, buddy. And then when you feel like you have enough, and you'll see as you taste it, and this waffle mix here, it makes pancakes and waffles, and you can set it in the fridge. So that's why I'm making it in this mason jar, because I set this in the fridge and it can last us up to a week. We're a family of 6, and depending on how many waffles a day we eat, it can last us up to a week. Sometimes I make it twice a week, but as we go, we'll sometimes the next day add a few more wet ingredients, so like a little more milk the next day, and then it's refreshed again because it'll thicken up as it goes. So now I'm gonna add some hemp powder. So this is, I've found it's almost like an egg substitute. So as I've experimented with different recipes, I found this is one of the best things. Go ahead, take a try. And now what we're gonna do is the flours, okay? So I have them in these little buckets here, these little cereal containers, and we'll start with one at a time. So this one is an even mixture of almond flour and buckwheat flour. So what I did, I just poured in about half of each, half and half. Charlie, not yet, baby. I know you're excited to do that, but it's gonna be Kyle's turn and then Riley's turn, then your turn. Okay, so we're gonna do, because this is 2 flours mixed together, we're gonna do 2/4 cups. Normally we do 1/4 cup of each flour, but just to make it easier on me, I've started mixing the buckwheat and the almond flour together. So 1/4 cup of each type of flour. Yep, and it can be overflowing, that's totally fine. You can get a little more than that, it's okay. Stick it right in the jar. Good. You gotta wait your turn, you got your blue? Good.
No yellow.
No yellow, not right now. So, oh, you know what? If I didn't mention, that was 1 tablespoon of the hemp flour. Okay, so now we're gonna do coconut flour. And again, we're doing 1/4 cup of each flour. Go ahead, put that in there. It can be overflowing. And again, that can be overflowing, that's totally fine. Nope, don't put your blue one in there. Riley, just one. And then we're gonna do, so that's coconut flour. And I have the bag here. This is the kind I use. It doesn't really matter. I did find that using different brands did change the consistency some, but you'll just have to experiment if this is what you like. So this is a potato starch or potato flour. It doesn't really matter what you call it. Wait, you got the wrong one. Get the 4th cup, please. No, green? Yep, there you go. So 1/4 cup potato flour. All the way, fill it, fill it, fill it. Big scoop. Big scoop. Put it in there, now dump it. Okay. Good job. Bags don't always seal the best, so I still put it in the container, even with the bag. So now we're gonna do tapioca flour, and again, 1/4 cup. Wait, where's the 1/4 cup? And I think it's gonna be somebody else's turn now.
No flat.
No blue. Don't Oh, you don't want her to take your glue? Go ahead. Well, you did 2 of the other flowers, so it really should be Riley's turn, but that was kind of kidding over there. So we'll have you and Riley each do. No, we don't need to do that. Thanks, baby. So now we're gonna use coconut sugar, and we're gonna do 2 tablespoons. So you do 1 tablespoon, and then Kyle will do 1 tablespoon. In there? Not yet. We're not gonna use it. This one. It's okay.
You're gonna eat that.
You're silly. Okay, so make yours overflowing because Riley's was a little missing some. Yeah, you gotta tip it all to one corner.
I just use all of it.
Yeah, that's good. Oh no, that's just that. You wanna close it? Oh no, we only needed 2 of those, okay? So we're not gonna do that. Now we're gonna shake it. So again, I like to use it in the mason jar. I think it's easier because then I can keep it in the fridge like this and we don't have to whisk it and use up too many things. We can just shake it. Go ahead, take a turn shaking. Good, now pass it to Riley. All right, then we pass it along. Go ahead, have a turn. And now you want to make sure you stir or shake this really well because it will change the consistency of the flour. You'll see it goes from a fine powder to a thicker substance or a thicker powder. So once it's good and thick, we're ready to add the wet ingredients we have over here. And I'll put the recipe down below so you won't need to try to write down everything or know every single ingredient I'm putting in there. So now we're gonna add the wet ingredients. I'm actually gonna do 1/4 cup of applesauce. Now I tend not to measure, just probably not the best idea, but that's how I do it. Do you want to add this? Take it on the table, please. Oh, thanks, baby. It's okay. Just gonna pour this in. So we're gonna pour in some applesauce, and like I said, it's about 1/4 cup. Charlie, don't help too much. It's a good boy. Work together. Keep going. A little more. A little more. There we go. Yep, stop.
2 cups?
No, probably was a little extra, but that's okay. No big deal if you get a little extra. Now we're going to use pumpkin. So that was some organic applesauce. Now we have some organic pumpkin. Okay. So we only need 2 tablespoons of the pumpkin. So I throw it in a jar, a glass jar when we're done, and I use it for however long it seems to stay good. So we'll do Charlie and then Riley. So you want to do your tablespoons? And it can be overflowing. This again too, you can kind of decide how much pumpkin you like. You can barely taste that the pumpkin's in there. I like to throw in a fruit and vegetable so it's extra healthy. And it does help with the consistency since we're not adding any eggs or any regular flour. Okay, this one's going to be Riley's. Oh, thanks. That's okay. He's busy eating it off his hand anyway.
No.
All right, so we've got the applesauce and the pumpkin. We're gonna do milk. I use almond milk. I found that's just the best for our family. It doesn't really matter what you use. And we're gonna pour in 1 cup. Now this is the ingredient that you're gonna have to kind of see as you go. So I add in 1 cup, I let it thicken, and then you decide how thick you want your mix. If you're doing waffles, you can have them a little thinner. If you're doing pancakes, I suggest you keep them thicker. You wanna pour in the right here up to the black line. So we start with 1 cup because you're definitely going to need 1 cup. And then you could add more as you go. And like I said, the next day, if you keep this in the fridge, just add a little more milk. and then it'll be a good consistency again. Wait, what do we add to it? Then we're gonna add to the milk. I add it to the milk so it doesn't just, the flours don't absorb it. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, I'm not gonna use the teaspoon just because the little guy decided to use it through the house while we were getting ready here. So I just eyeball it. Wait, please, wait.
Me.
Okay.
We can do it together. No. Me.
Please.
Please.
All right.
Do it together. No.
Okay. Do it with Mama. All right, so we're gonna pour that in. I'm gonna leave a little space, you know, depending on your jar, it will mix in, so you'll have more space than that. And then we're gonna do 7 tablespoons of, yep, right here, go ahead. And Riley's gonna help too. Okay, so we're gonna do 7 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, how about you pour into Riley's spoon? Kyle, can you get us a stir spoon? We can't use the blue one. We're not using blue. We're using yellow. Okay, I'm just gonna eyeball it. I count to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And as the days go on, sometimes I'll add a little more oil. You gotta be careful adding the oil though, because sometimes it just, you can't even tell that it's too oily.
Yeah, no,
Honey, not a Whisk. No. I asked for a spoon though. Can you get a spoon, please? I know, but that's really not gonna work. It's just gonna grab the oils. Honey, did you forget where the spoons were? Please hurry up. Please hurry up. Kyle, no. You're walking in front of the video every time. No, honey, I gotta get the spoon.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to show you too. So this is the waffle maker I use. It's a little mini one, so it makes these little tiny heart waffles. So those are the ones, maybe that's why our mix lasts so long, but I found it works really well for those little tiny ones. Here, you can use this spoon with me, Charlie. Already. So now that I'm stirring it, I can fit the rest of the milk in there. And I've got enough oil. And it's gonna kind of clump on the spoon. And that's good. Pour the rest of the milk in when we're ready now. All right, and we like to add our favorite secret ingredient, right? What do we add, guys? Charlie, you coming over for this? Are we gonna get started without you, or should we wait for you? Wait for you. Just gonna put your drink over here. What do we add? Lava, lava, lava. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our secret ingredient that makes everything taste good. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead and add that too, Kyle. So then you're just gonna stir this up, and before I use it for the first time, just let it sit for a few minutes, maybe go get other things ready. And it is really good in the fridge after this. So sometimes we just love it even better the next day. So if you even wanted to make this the night before, say, you know what, I want to make breakfast nice and easy the next day, make it the night before, throw it in the fridge, and it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Leave them be. All right, and just make sure you have all that flour from the bottom of your jar or bowl mixed in there. And sometimes you'll find that after you let it sit for a couple minutes, you'll need to add a little more milk right away. And that's fine. And you'll find as you go which consistency you like best for the pancakes or the waffles. Like I said, a little thicker for the pancakes, a little thinner for the waffles. And the thinner you make the waffles, the thinner the mix is, the crispier the waffle's gonna be. Okay, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoy your waffles or your pancakes.